What if the quietest voice inside you holds the loudest truth? We often spend our lives searching for answers outside ourselves in books, from mentors, and on the internet. But what if the most profound guidance, the honest compass, is already residing within you? Today, we're going to explore this incredible internal GPS. We'll discover why your intuition isn't just a random hunch, but your most reliable guide in navigating life's biggest decisions. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see it not as something mystical, but as a practical, powerful tool you can start using immediately. Let's start with a question. Have you ever had a gut feeling that was just spot on? Maybe it was a strange sense of unease about a person who later turned out to be untrustworthy, or a sudden, inexplicable urge to take a different route home only to find out later there was a huge accident on your usual path. That's your intuition, that quiet whisper you often ignore. But here's where it gets tricky. In our noisy, fast-paced world, it's so easy to dismiss that inner voice. We're bombarded with information, with other people's opinions, with an endless stream of shoulds and shouldn'ts. Our own logical minds often shout down our intuition, telling us it's irrational or silly. We rationalize, we overthink, and we end up listening to everything and everyone except ourselves. One of the biggest challenges is telling the difference between true intuition and its noisy cousin, anxiety. They can feel similar, both creating a sense of urgency or unease. But there's a subtle difference. Anxiety often feels frantic, chaotic, and loud. It's rooted in fear of the future, replaying worst-case scenarios. It's a voice that screams, "What if?" Intuition, on the other hand, is usually calm, clear, and quiet. It doesn't scream. It whispers. It's a neutral feeling of knowing, a simple yes or no, without all the dramatic storytelling. It's a feeling of deep inner certainty, even if you can't logically explain why. Recognizing this difference is the first major step to trusting your inner guide. So how do we get better at hearing it? How do we tune into this inner compass? It starts with quieting the external noise. You can't hear a whisper in a rock concert. You need to create moments of stillness in your day. This doesn't mean you have to meditate for an hour on a mountaintop. It can be as simple as taking 5 minutes to sit in silence before you start your day, without your phone, or going for a walk in nature without headphones. The goal is to create a space where your mind can settle down, allowing that quieter, deeper voice to surface. One powerful exercise is to simply ask yourself a question like, is this job offer right for me? And then just sit with it. Don't try to force an answer. Instead, pay attention to your body. Our intuition often speaks to us through physical sensations. Does the thought of the new job make your chest feel open and light, or does it create a knot in your stomach? Do you feel a sense of expansion or a feeling of contraction? These subtle physical cues are your body's way of communicating intuitive wisdom. Your body doesn't lie. Learning to listen to its language is like learning the native tongue of your intuition. It's about getting out of your head and into your body. Stillness and reflection are the amplifiers for intuition. Journaling can be an incredible tool for this. Try writing down a problem you're facing and then just free write whatever comes. To mind without judgment. You might be surprised at the wisdom that flows onto the page when you give it an outlet. The key is to suspend your inner critic and just let the thoughts and feelings come. Over time, you'll start to see patterns and recognize the distinct voice of your intuition in your writing. Let's talk about intuition in action, because seeing it work in the real world is what builds our trust. I know someone who was offered a dream job, great title, huge salary, prestigious company. Logically, it was a no-brainer. Everyone told her she had to take it. But every time she thought about it, she felt a deep, heavy feeling of dread. It made no sense. She couldn't explain it, but she trusted that feeling and turned the job down. Her friends and family thought she was crazy. 6 months later, the company went through a massive, unexpected restructuring, and the entire department she would have joined was eliminated. Her intuition saved her from a huge pitfall. It's not just about avoiding danger. It's also about guiding you towards breakthroughs. Think of the countless entrepreneurs who launched a business based on a crazy idea that nobody else believed in. They had a feeling, a vision that defied conventional logic. Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, famously cut the feet out of her pantyhose because she had an intuitive hit that she needed a smooth undergarment for her white pants. She was rejected by countless manufacturers, but she trusted her gut feeling that this was a product women needed. Her intuition led her to build a $1 billion empire. The common thread in all these stories is trust. These people trusted the feeling even when it didn't make logical sense at first. They honored the inner knowing over the external validation, and that's the muscle we need to build. Of course, there's always the skeptic in our head, the one that says this is all just coincidence or wishful thinking. So let's tackle that skepticism barrier head on. Many people dismiss intuition as unreliable, but there's actually a growing body of scientific research that backs up our intuitive processes. Neuroscientists talk about the brain's incredible ability to process vast amounts of information and past experiences subconsciously. What feels like a gut feeling is often your brain recognizing a pattern or a subtle cue that your conscious mind hasn't picked up on yet. It's a form of rapid, non-linear intelligence. Your gut, often called the second brain, is lined with a network of neurons and plays a significant role in our emotions and intuitive feelings. So when you get that gut feeling, it's not just a metaphor. It's a real physiological event. The best way to overcome your own skepticism is to build a track record of your intuitive wins. Start a small intuition journal. Whenever you have a gut feeling about something big or small, write it down. Note what the feeling was, what the situation was, and then, importantly, what the outcome was. Did your feeling turn out to be right? When you start seeing in black and white how often your intuition is spot on, your trust in it will naturally grow. It's like building a friendship with yourself. The more you listen and see that this friend is reliable, the more you'll trust them in the future. You're providing your logical brain with the data it needs to get on board. Ultimately, learning to trust your intuition is about reclaiming your most authentic guide. There is profound freedom and clarity that comes from living an intuitive life. Imagine making choices not based on what you should do, but on what feels deeply and truly right for you. You stop outsourcing your decisions and start sourcing them from within. This doesn't mean you ignore logic or advice from others. It means you filter everything through your own inner compass first. Your intuition becomes the final authority. When you consistently practice listening to and acting on your intuition, you begin to shape a life that is more aligned with your true self. Your career, your relationships, your daily choices, they all start to reflect who you really are, leading to a much deeper sense of fulfillment and peace. You'll find yourself in the right places, at the right times, with the right people, not by accident, but because you were guided there from within. So here's my challenge to you. For the next week, make a conscious effort to listen. When you have a decision to make, big or small, take a moment, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what is my gut feeling here? What is that quiet voice whispering? Don't judge it, don't analyze it, just notice it, maybe even write it down. You don't have to act on it right away, but just start the practice of listening. Give that quietest truth teller a chance to be heard. Then see where it leads you. The journey to your most authentic life begins with a single whisper. Thanks so much for watching. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content. I'd love to hear in the comments about a time your intuition was right. Let's share our stories and learn from each other. See you in the next video.